Welcome back to Terror by the Bay. I'm David. Okay, Melania Trump has filed a $1 billion lawsuit against Hunter Biden. Why, you ask? What has Hunter Biden done recently? Well, apparently he was in an interview with YouTube host Andrew Callaghan. Hunter Biden said it was Epstein, the wealthy financier and convicted sex offender, who initially introduced Melania Trump to her future husband, Donald Trump. An assertion that Melania Trump called untrue and extremely salacious. Melania Trump's lawyer sent a letter to Hunter Biden telling him to apologize, or else they would take him to court for defamation due to overwhelming financial and reputational harm. I'll get to that in a second. On Thursday, Hunter Biden reappeared on that same YouTube program and was given an opportunity to apologize to Melania Trump, to which Hunter Biden said, "Let's go, Brandon." He said, "F that. That's not going to happen." Quote, Epstein and Trump, probably they, knew each other well. They spent an enormous amount of time together. And he's citing an excerpt from the book by Michael Wolff, a Trump biographer. Trump criticized Wolff as a third-rate reporter and questioned many of Wolff's anecdotes about him and his family. The Daily Beast, which had reported on Wolff's claim, took down their story after receiving a similar letter from Melania Trump's lawyer and apologized for any confusion or misunderstanding. Hunter Biden said, "I can only go by what people are saying. I don't know." He went on to say, "If they want to sit down for a deposition and clarify the nature of the relationship between Jeffrey Epstein, if the president and the first lady want to do that, I'm more than happy to provide them the platform to be able to do so." According to, when asked about Hunter Biden's comments, Nick Clemens, a spokesperson for Melania Trump, told ABC News, "First Lady Melania Trump's attorneys are actively ensuring immediate reactions and apologies by those who spread malicious, defamatory falsehoods. The true account of how the First Lady met President Trump is in her best-selling book, Melania." In her memoir, Melania Trump said she and Trump met in a 1998 Fashion Week party in New York, and the two were introduced by a modeling agent. In other news, I guess Hunter Biden did file a bunch of lawsuits against those people who spread his laptop information, and he actually has a court case going to court targeting former Overstock CEO Patrick Byrne, and that's scheduled to go to trial this fall. Now, according to AI, what is the legal standard for proving defamation? It is, the definition is, to win a defamation lawsuit, the plaintiff generally needs to prove that the defendant made a false statement of fact about the plaintiff, published it, which also can be talking or writing, to a third party, and that the publication caused the plaintiff harm. The level of fault or, quote, degree of culpability required from the defendant varies depending on whether the plaintiff is a public figure or private individual. Now let's go to that part. Harm of reputation, just to cover that. False statement must cause harm to the plaintiff's reputation. See naked photos. This can include damage to their business, social standing, or personal relationships. Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein were best friends. Some statements known as, and Trump's not in the Epstein logs anywhere. Some statements known as defamation per se are considered so inherently harmful that the law presumes damages. Okay. Level of fault. This is the key one. For public figures, such as celebrities or government officials, I would argue that Melania Trump is not a private individual. She is a public figure. Must prove that the defendant acted with actual malice, meaning they either knew the statement was false or acted with reckless disregard for the truth. If it was against a private individuals generally only need to prove the defendant was negligent, meaning they failed to exercise reasonable care in ascertaining the truth of the statement. For entertainment purposes only, right? He's quoting a book. Hunter Biden is quoting a book written by Michael Wolff. Michael Wolff is a biographer for Donald Trump. you are going to have a hell of a hard time convincing a jury that A, you're a private individual, and B, he acted with negligence. He's quoting a book. If you want to sue somebody, sue Michael Wolff. Problem is, he probably has audio tapes of the conversation where he wrote that down. Just if he interviewed the president and got that information. There's probably audio tapes with it. Since she is a public figure, she is the First Lady of the United States, I gotta say that he's quoting a book. He didn't just make up something like Alex Jones did. That's why Alex Jones was guilty of defamation. He made stuff up. Hunter Biden quoted a book by a biographer who's done biographies on Trump. If Michael Wolff is wrong, then Michael Wolff is the one that is ultimately culpable on this one. You're suing the wrong person. Let's look at the energy around this lawsuit of Melania Trump on Hunter Biden for defamation. Entertainment purposes only. We got the Lover's card. How Donnie met Melania. Crossed with the Tower. It's all crashing down. Those are some pretty major cards there. Again, Melania, how long is she in this for? We'll find out. Underneath it all is the Six of Wands. The victory, leadership. But to me, this is, if this is low energy, it's look at the attention this is getting. How Melania met Donald. Crossed with the downfall that's about to happen. Victory, she got what she wanted. According to Michael Wolff, I think it was Michael Wolff that said Donald Trump asked her for her number, and she said, no, I'll take your number and I'll call you. Now, if they met through a modeling agency, and that modeling agency was through Jeffery Epstein, it's kind of one and the same thing. I think we might be splitting hairs. It might just be something as simple as that. I mean, it's not like there aren't pictures of Melania Trump with Jeffrey Epstein, Donald Trump, and Ghislaine Maxwell. I'm sorry, I mispronounced her name. Ms. Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein, and the Trumps together. Lots of social pictures. It's going to be kind of hard to say that that's defamation. In the past, we got the King of Cups. Donald's a crybaby. And he doesn't like things when people say bad things about him, mean things about him. Usually they're true. So then he sues. Melania took a page right out of his book because she's the same as he is. And this is kind of her masculine version of having a temper tantrum. So she takes action and files a defamation lawsuit. Usually, like Donald, she's got more money than the defendants. So she can just turn them upside down and shake them until all the money falls out of their pockets and they can't defend themselves anymore. She, because of the resources and who she is, she can basically cause anybody to back down, again, because she has more chips than they do. You have a small problem, though. Donald Trump has made Hunter Biden's life a living hell. Hunter Biden is not, he has no F's left to give. And he's like, go ahead. I will call your bluff. Let's go to depositions. Let's go to discovery. Anybody want to see the Epstein files? The Epstein files would have all that information in it. Lesson we learned is the Knight of Cups. You know, she could have tried a softer approach. Maybe a nice phone call. Maybe a fruit basket. With just a, hey, you know, that was kind of, that it hurt my feelings how you expressed how I met Donald. Here's a fruit basket. Maybe you cannot do that again in the future. Outcome is the King of Swords. He's got no F's to give. He's like, bring it. Let's go to court. Let's go to court. I think he thinks he'll win. And I have to say, you know, we got 3 kings here too. No F's to give. And honestly, you know, it's also funny. If we read this as Hunter Biden, he's had, you know, drugs have already done his life is topsy-turvy. But, Donald Trump made Hunter Biden his personal pet project. So Hunter Biden's angry. And he's got a lot of fire energy. And so he doesn't care if she sues him. Go ahead. I went on a podcast and told things. Prove I'm wrong. I'm going to win this lawsuit. And honestly, I'm not a lawyer. I have no training in a lawyer. I'm just some random dude looking at some facts and applying some critical thinking to it. When we've seen defamation cases, when they go after the media, it's very difficult to prove it against a news source. And when it's a public figure, it's very, very difficult to win defamation cases, even when it's pretty obvious it's defamation. Don't believe me? Karen McDougal and Tucker Carlson. She took him defamation. Or Stormy Daniels, I think it was actually Stormy Daniels and Tucker Carlson. One of the two sued Tucker Carlson. And his defense was, well, I lie a lot, so the audience should know that. And that's what the judge said. Yeah, the audience should know that he lies and makes stuff up. And they should be able to discern that. I was right. It was Karen, the first time. It was Karen McDougal. And yeah, he used the I lie a lot so people should know. And that's how he got out of slander against Karen McDougal. I don't think Hunter Biden believes he's lying. I believe he thinks he's saying the truth and he can cite a source in print. Not some dark corner of the internet, a published book, probably a bestseller. Yeah. Does Melania actually think she's going to win this lawsuit, or is this just purely for intimidation? The Chariot. I think she plans on going forward with it. Crossed with the Moon card. She doesn't know what she's in for. It's always worked. This has always worked. And she doesn't know what she's in for. She's an intensely private person. And she likes her privacy. That's why she wants to go forward with this lawsuit. If she goes forward with it, she doesn't even have to take it to court. You can take it all the way there and then drop it. But that whole time you're doing it, you're going to scare off other people from reporting on these things. But if she does go to court and depositions, it's not good. She's going to reveal some things here. In the past, you got the Four of Wands. Is she planning on going through with it, or is it just intimidation? She has threatened things before. It's worked every time. So, in the absence of it failing, let's get ready to do it again. Overarching energy is the Five of Wands. This is a little bit different, though. This is a public figure, and a public figure that he's got some ammo, too. I don't think she's used to that. She goes after corporations and small people, not somebody who's got some fight in his belly. You have to think long and hard. Is this going to be worth it? Is this worth it? Because, you step for deposition and discovery. You have to understand, what is it that they're going to discover? Outcome is the Four of Swords. I think she drops it. She pushes it a little bit, but then just it looks like she takes the realization that it's better. I think she moves it forward. But she can only move it so far. Again, she has access to a lot of money and can pay lawyers a bunch of money, which is a drop in the bucket to her, to do stuff like this. Probably what she'll do is she'll go after the YouTuber Adam Callaghan, or whatever his name was. She'll go after him, send him one, and then so she'll try and shut down the platforms around him so he doesn't have a platform with which to speak. Something along those lines. That would be my prediction. Reading cards and just sort of looking at the situation, and I think when she finds out that Hunter Biden's not going to back down, she probably diverts and goes a different way. Has to sort of regroup. What about Hunter Biden? There's no reason not to believe. No reason not to be double negative. There's every reason to believe that he fully intends on defending himself. Is that the case? King of Pentacles, yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it. I got no F's left to give. You crazy, crazy person. Let's see your evidence. Your evidence is weak. I've got a lot of evidence. Let's bring this full circle, shall we? It's almost like, yeah, now I get to be the guy exposing your misdeeds and humiliating you. He wants this, actually. I would be surprised if he doesn't continue to bait her and poke her. And just, look, this is, just all he has to say is, hey, I'm just quoting a book. This is what I believe. I believe this book is factual. It's a bestseller, and the author is reputable. He's a biographer for Mr. Trump. This is what he says. I'm presuming he has evidence to back that up. Maybe she's splitting hairs. Is she? Oh, for Carter, is she splitting hairs? The modeling agency thing, is this basically something that is directly related or one step away from being related to Jeffrey Epstein? The head of the modeling agency is an employee of Epstein or best friends with Epstein. You know what I mean? Something like that. Is she just splitting hairs? Yes. Yeah, she doesn't want the world to know how she and Donald hooked up. She's really angry about it. It's also part of the fact that because she got thrust in as the first lady, it made her private. She turned from a private individual to a public individual, and she doesn't like the chaos. Introduced. Probably Ms. Maxwell maybe introduced her. This could be if this is the modeling agency and such. But I think it's also just the overall energy that she doesn't like being in the spotlight. But she's lost that. Another reason to hate your husband in her case. He does nothing right. Go helicopter around your son or something. I'm sure he really, really appreciates it. Okay. And the other thing is, if they go to court and she doesn't win, Hunter Biden's going to have her pay his legal fees. So it's going to cost her legal fees and his. Is it really worth it? Spirit for Carter, and we'll end this one. Anything else we need to know about this? Okay, that card went falling out. Make it a 5 Carter. We got the 8 of coins, working on things. Followed by the 8 of cups and walking away. Working on it, walking away. Strength card, Knight of Swords, Temperance, the Mood card. Okay, this is about Melania. She's working with the lawyers on this one, but I think she's just going to walk away from this one. She really is. She came in hard and fast. I told her she does not have a strong case. Sometimes you just got to let these things go. Emotionally let it go. You've got money, don't worry about it, and you don't want to go to depositions and discovery. That's going to kill her in this case. By kill her, I don't mean like life and death. I mean it's going to be so detrimental to the case unless she wants to see what's in those Epstein reports, because Donald won't show her or tell her, and so she wants to see him too. Who knows? Who knows? A little drama for the day. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. This reading is for entertainment purposes only. Don't need Melania suing me, but hey, I'm just interpreting tarot cards. I'm reading the news. ABC is a legitimate news source, and just sort of looking at the situation. You want to sue me? You can. You'll fail just as miserably suing me as you would Hunter Biden. Because this is for entertainment purposes only. And I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.